Hello, everyone. Welcome to the exclusive WECO webinar. We will dive into the groundbreaking dual voltage 5k3-XP, a solution that delivers both high voltage and low voltage simultaneously. We appreciate you taking your time to join us today. We have an exciting session ahead, packed with insights about this innovation technology and how it can revolutionize your energy system. We are honored to have a panel of industry experts with us today. First and foremost, Engineer Norman from NASTEC. Engineer Norman, please.
Hello all.
Secondly, we also have today with us Mr. Falani Mako, a sales director from WECO.
Good
Mr.
day.
Mako,
Thank
please.
you for having me here.
Thank you, Mr. Mako. Before we dive, we also supposed to be having Mrs. Francesca Penny, a sales assistant from WECO, who will be joining us in a little while. Before we dive in, as today's host, I'm Olivia Nambeja, a customer representative at NASTEC. I'm responsible for the African region. And at the end of the session, we will have a question and answer segment also. So feel free to send in your questions through the chatter portal at any time. At this moment, allow me hand over to Engineer Norman from NASTEC, who is going to provide deeper insights into NASTEC.
Hello all. This is Naaman. I'm electrical engineer at NASTEC company. I'm speak Arabic and English, so also if any customer is speaking Arabic, he has any question, I can help him. I will give a brief about our NASTEC company, then I will hand over to Miss Olivia to give the word back to WECO team. So let me just first share my screen so to give an introduction about NASTEC. NASTEC company established in Dubai since 2010. My manager is second generation from his family. We started in oil and gas business. They have company also before in Turkey since 1989. So also in oil and gas business. So we are in business, in power business, we can say more than 30 years. Then at the COVID time, we can say in 2019, 2020, we switched to, as NASTEC, switched to solar business. We start with solar business. Now we have like almost 5-6 years in solar business. For our offices, we have our main office and the headquarter in our Dubai office in Jabal Ali Free Zone. Also, we have warehouse. We have also warehouse and office in Istanbul, and we have office and warehouse in Namibia, Valfish Bay. So our territory, we can say all Middle East, all Africa, and Turkey, CIS country also. For the brand that we are the main distributor, with top-rated brand like WECO, the top-rated lithium batteries brand on the world. They are the first factories. They have the dual voltage that we will talk about today about this technology. I'm so excited to give this intro about the NASTEC and the WECO. Today also we will talk about this technology. Also, you can contact us in our email sales@nastec.ae. Also here our contact number in Dubai and in Turkey. So if you have any question after the webinar or if you have any requirement about WECO product, we will be more than happy to assist you and help you. Thank you. I will give the word back to Ms. Olivia.
Thank you, Mr. Norman. Right now, I can see that Mrs. Francesca has joined us. Mrs. Francesca, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I'm Francesca. I'm part of the WECO sales team, and I principally deal with back office and also logistics with my colleague Gloria, who is not here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Francesca. I think we can directly go ahead. I'll give the word back to Mrs. Francesca, who is going to drive us through this WECO webinar, please.
Okay, Marco, I don't know if you want to.
I will
start.
Yes, I will take the start to introduce the company WECO. I'm about to share my screen in 1 second, so you can follow along the presentation. So WECO is an Italian group of companies, was established in 2015, and the main target of the organization is the renewable energy sector. WECO started the operations in 2015, and pretty much soon during the development of its activity, we understood that the renewable energies without storage may have a very little impact on our daily life. So we started manufacturing batteries with different technologies in the middle of 2010s, and we started making lithium batteries pretty much at the beginning of the creation of the company. Since then, the company and the group has been growing quite fast in Italy and moved the production operations in China, where we have the main manufacturing company. Nowadays, WECO Italy is the Italian headquarters of the group, and with a small manufacturing facility here in the central part of Italy, in Florence. The majority of the products are coming from our factory in Dongguan in China, where we have WECO China. Then we have a distribution hub in various parts of the world. I have listed here a few. In Morocco, we have one distribution company. In South Africa, we have warehouses, and we have various warehouses around the world where we have the main markets. Currently, we have manufactured more than 750,000 batteries and exported in 42 countries. We have various partners, service partners in Europe, in Africa, and in the United States, who are able to give support to our customers, giving local service. We have 6 automatic manufacturing lines. One of them is based here in Italy. The other 5 are based in our factories in Dongguan. We have 1,500 square meters of service facility here in Italy, and we have an expansion of 20,000 square meters here in Italy for the manufacturing of commercial and industrial systems. Over the years, we have achieved quite a good number of international awards. I just want to mention the Financial Times that has awarded WECO as one of the fastest growing companies in Europe. 2 times, in 2023 and 2024. We have been awarded as the #1 in the production sector and #3 in absolute terms in 2023 and #12 in 2024. Among our certifications, I just want to mention the ISO 14000 certification, which is the certification concerning the rational use of resources. This has allowed us to do a deep analysis on the environmental impact of the production of our product, from the extraction of the raw materials until the disposal of the exhausted batteries. For that reason, we have started the investments here in Italy, in Florence, for the recycling plants of the batteries, which will be dedicated to the recovery of the precious raw materials available in the batteries, specifically lithium, copper, iron, and also aluminum. Just a couple of words about a few products. So today we will mention the 5k3 and the possibilities of utilizing the 5k3 batteries in low voltage or in high voltage plants. And I just want to mention that we have already introduced in a few markets the 14k3, which is a new product. It's a low voltage battery designed to accommodate 14.3 kilowatt hour of storage, which is being pushed on several markets, and it's very highly appreciated in those markets for the right balance between cost and performance. Speaking about the 5k3, the 5k3 it's a well-established product manufactured since 2018 and distributed around the world in a few 100,000 of units. Currently, the product is being manufactured in our facility in Dongguan, and it's available ex-works in stocks with our distributors. Specifically, Nasdaq has a significant warehouse where they are able to deliver the products on a fast basis. The 5k3 is a very well-known product for different kinds of utilizations, from residential systems to commercial industrial systems to off-grid systems, any kind of situations where a reliable source of energy is required. The 5k3 is probably the best product available on the market. The battery itself, it's a dual voltage battery. That means that the battery can be installed and connected to single phase inverters, which typically are low voltage inverters, or to three-phase inverters, which typically are high voltage inverters. By utilizing a double circuitry in the battery can be connected in parallel to deliver a low voltage current suitable for single-phase inverters, or in a cluster with at least 3 or 4 batteries to deliver a high voltage current suitable for three-phase inverters. Usually, three-phase inverters have a starting voltage between 120 and 180 volt DC on the battery connection. So that is the equivalent of 2 or 3 or 4 battery modules connected in series. The multi-configuration capability allows the battery to be connected in a single unit with a low voltage configuration to multiple clusters, up to 115 batteries connected in series and then in clusters to deliver a very large installations for commercial industrial settings. The battery itself has a communication module, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so it's possible to commission the battery just by using a mobile phone with our Bluetooth app. We will speak more about that later during the presentation. And the battery itself can be connected to the local Wi-Fi, so that it's possible to monitor the battery functioning from remote by using the mobile phone application, and even do some operations like firmware upgrade from remote, from which it's possible to push the firmware upgrade into the battery bank just by using the mobile phone from another location. That allows us also to collect telemetry data from the battery, so it's possible to give an overview of the situation and the utilization of the battery from our service team located here in Italy, so that when an installer is calling on us for having assistance, we can trace back the origin of the issue from the telemetry data. And so that is a very, very powerful tool for giving assistance to our partners. The main features of the battery is that the battery itself can be charged and discharged at 1C rate. 1C rate, it means that one single module of 5.3 kilowatt hour of storage can deliver 5.3 kilowatt of power. By combining multiple battery, the storage bank can deliver very high power on a continuous basis. So it's possible to discharge completely 100% the battery from 100% to 0. The dual voltage is, as I mentioned before, it's suitable for, makes the battery suitable for low voltage inverters and high voltage inverters, up to a voltage of 1000 volts. The integrated Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module makes the battery very easy to install. The battery can be installed as a stackable battery, one on top of the other, can be installed mounted on the wall with a wall mounting kit, or can be floor mounted, one beside the other. The lithium-ion technology that we use guarantees the battery for 7,000 cycles. The warranty we give is for 7,000 cycles, but the battery can be utilized for many more cycles. The the peak power for the short duration of the battery is 10 kilowatt, so it's 2C discharge and charge capability for a long short duration, and 5 kilowatts continuous per module. The battery itself is very compact and very efficient. The efficiency of the battery module is over 98%. The battery itself has an air cooling mechanism, passive cooling, so there is no ventilation in the battery. The ventilation is not natural ventilation, and the BMS is able to manage the temperatures and the delivered power to guarantee the long-term availability of the battery. The deployment of the battery is pretty much plug and play with a very short and simple installation procedure. The battery can be connected to an inverter in a very short time. It has two built-in physical protections. The battery itself has a DC fuse on the both on the low voltage circuit, on the high voltage circuit, and the low voltage circuit has also a contactor integrated into the battery. For the high voltage configurations, the contactor is localized in the high voltage box, HV box. The battery is ideal also for CNI operations, for energy storage in microgrids, on-grid and off-grid installations, and for peak shaving applications in many parts of the world. So here you see the main data sheet of the battery with the main characteristics. So the maximum battery storage capacity is 5.8 kilowatt hour. The advertised nominal capacity is 5.37 kilowatt hour at a nominal voltage of 51.2 volt DC. It's possible to connect up to 15 batteries directly in parallel because each battery has its own BMS. The main battery is in the cluster of a low voltage configuration is designated as a master battery. All the other batteries are designated as slave batteries, so you don't need any external module to configure a low voltage system. For more than 15 batteries, we deliver a data combiner, which we call LV Hub, which is designed to combine more than 15 batteries up to 105 batteries in a single low voltage cluster. So for that kind of configurations, our service team is available to assist you in the designing of the communication of the configuration. The usable capacity is 105 amp hour. The maximum capacity is 114 amp hour capacity. The communication interfaces are RS485, CAN bus communication with the inverter, RS232 for the communication with a computer by utilizing our software, and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth communication. The weight of the battery module is 54 kilograms, so it's advised to be in 2 people to lift the battery module to install the battery module. The maximum continuous discharge current is 1C, as mentioned before, and the recommended discharge current is 0.5C for optimal operation. The battery itself has a settings for which it's possible to program the forced charge of the batteries, and that can be programmed by using the mobile phone app. The working temperatures fixed programmed into the BMS are from -20, from which it's possible to keep a very low current just for keeping the battery alive, up to 65 degrees Celsius, at which temperature the battery will switch off. The recommended operation temperature range is from 25 degrees plus or minus 10 degrees. That means 15 degrees Celsius, 35 degrees Celsius. That's the temperature of the cells. The battery can be installed in environment with 5% to 95% relative humidity. The important factor to consider is that there must be no condensation on the environment where the battery is installed. The battery can be installed out of the factory up to 3,000 meters of altitude. For more than 3,000 meters, we recommend to stabilize the condition of the battery and at high altitude for at least 24 to 48 hours before connecting it to an inverter. Then it's possible to operate the batteries even at a higher temperature. The expected life cycle is 7,000 cycles at a standard temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and 80% depth of discharge. So the battery itself, it's encapsulated in a steel case. Here, the case that you see here is a steel case that is allowing the battery to sustain a stacked installation up to 8 units, one on top of the other. It's very versatile. It means that it's able to be deployed in many different kind of situations, as I mentioned before, like, for example, on-grid installations for providing energy in case of blackout, or on-grid installations for price arbitrage, where it's possible to charge the batteries from the grid and discharge the batteries to supply the energy to the load when the energy tariffs are higher. It's possible to utilize the battery connected to a photovoltaic array to store the excess energy generated by the photovoltaic array and to store it into the battery for later use. Or it's possible also to utilize it in off-grid setups for which the battery can store the energy delivered by a photovoltaic array or a generator and to be fully utilized and deployed at hours of the day when the generator is off or when the photovoltaic array is not available. We continuously develop the firmware of the battery in order to integrate the most advanced safety features to prevent any misuse of the battery and to provide a very long life of the battery. It has to be mentioned that the BMS board is manufactured in our facility, and the software is also developed in our facility. So we don't rely on external providers and service providers for the development of the battery. So this is all coming from our internal R&D team that is able to develop the battery in the proper way and with the best features. The battery can be utilized in a wide voltage range from a 51 volt DC, which is the nominal voltage of the single module, up to 1000 volt DC, which is corresponding to 16 batteries connected in series. The chemistry of the battery is a lithium-ion phosphate, which is able to ensure a long life duration and very high thermal stability and very high efficiency in the round-trip discharging cycle of the battery. The battery has a modular design, so the compact form factor makes it very easy to be installed and expanded even at a later stage or to do maintenance. So there is no need for any additional structure like a rack, cabinet, or anything additionally, because the battery can be deployed in a suitable environment just as it is. The battery itself can be installed in many different ways. So we have the possibility to mount the battery on the wall. We supply a specific low voltage mounting kit to be able to assemble the batteries on the wall. We supply power and communication cables, which are suitable for the most usual conditions. The battery can be installed also in a stacked configuration or in a floor-mounted configuration. Here in the picture below, you see 4 batteries mounted in a floor-mounted way, so that each battery is beside the other, which is very convenient because if one battery has to be replaced, it's very easy to take out the battery from this group of batteries without having to disassemble all the kit. The stability of the battery is ensured by the interlocking feet. Here you see the interlocking feet at the bottom of the battery, which are used for connecting one module to the other module, and so to have a very stable installation. As I mentioned before, it's possible to install the batteries with a huge number of inverters. You see here the compatibility list for the low voltage inverters. So from this page, you can understand what are the capabilities of installing the batteries. Here you have a general overview of the kind of model and the brand of inverter that you can utilize the batteries. So we're talking about Victron, Solis, Deye, SunSync, Solar, Ingeteam, so Schneider. So we have a huge number of low voltage inverters which are compatible with our batteries. And we support configurations up to 105 batteries connected to one single inverter. And in high voltage inverter, we supply compatibility from the factory with those brands. So I just want to mention a few of them. Of course, we have our own WECO inverters. We have Deye inverters. We have Solis inverters. We have ATES inverters. But we have compatibility with many other brands out of the factory. So all those settings are possible by utilizing the mobile phone app, from which it's possible to commission one battery connected to a specific model of inverter just by changing the protocol selection on the battery cluster by utilizing the mobile phone app. We provide online support to our partners directly from the factory here in Italy. We have a team of engineers who have direct experience with working with the batteries. So you're not talking to a call center. You are talking to actual engineers working from Italy. We deliver support normally through WhatsApp, which is the most common way of contacting us because it allows us to have pictures, to exchange diagrams, to exchange even manual documentations and so on with our installers who have issues with installing a battery on the field. The service is delivered from 8 in the morning to 22 in the night Italian time here through WhatsApp from Monday to Friday, and on Saturday morning from 8 to 13 hours here Italian time. The engineers, of course, speak Italian, but they also speak Italian, Spanish, and French. So you can contact them in any language that we can manage. Of course, we can also supply service by email. If you write an email to service@wecobatteries.com, you will receive an answer from our engineers. Speaking about the installation possibilities of the batteries, here you see an installation example of the batteries in low voltage. So here, for example, we made an example with 3 battery modules. The first battery on the left is designated as a master battery. The master battery is the battery which has the CAN bus communication to the inverter. You see here the blue line is the CAN bus communication to the inverter. And the mass battery is connected through the RS485 connection. The green line you see here is the RS485 communication to the other batteries in a daisy chain manner. So the master battery is connected to the first auxiliary module, and then from the first module we go to the second, and in case there are more, we connect more batteries. From the mounting point of view, you can install the batteries with the wall brackets supplied with a low voltage mounting kit on the wall, or you can install the batteries side by side utilizing the bus bars, which are also supplied by us and available with our distributors. So all you need is included in the connection kits that we provide. So from the deep switch point of view, here you have a deep switch bank here that you see here on the batteries. You just have to set up the deep switch number 7 on to communicate on the last sub module that this is the last battery of the chain, and that's all the configuration that you have to do. Once you have connected the battery to the inverter, it's important to start commissioning the battery. So for that, we provide 2 kind of applications for the batteries. The list of Here on the left-hand side is concerning the battery application, which is the WECO app. We provided two kind of applications, which is the WECO Bluetooth app for the local installation. So it's possible to commission a battery even without an internet connection by utilizing the Bluetooth app, which gives you access to many advanced features that are only suitable for installers. So there is a password. Once the installer has entered the password, can connect to the battery and program all the different features of the batteries. So maximum depth of discharge, firmware selection, firmware upgrade. We can also change the working mode of the digital output in case you want to start an external genset based on the discharge level of the batteries, the sales of charge of the batteries. It's possible to program the digital outputs of the battery to start up a generator. Once the battery has been commissioned to the inverter and starts the operations, it's possible also to connect the battery to a local Wi-Fi and monitor the battery by utilizing the WECO Wi-Fi app. So that is important because it allows our cloud servers to have the historical data, telemetry data from the batteries with a detailed view of SOC of the battery, voltage of each individual module, operating current, temperatures, and so on. So it's possible to store the data and to review the data on a daily, monthly, or annual basis. So to have an aggregate overview of the functionality. It's also possible to do the firmware upgrade directly from the Wi-Fi app. So there is no need to travel on site to do a firmware upgrade. You can just do it by the comfort of your office and to launch a firmware update from remote. It's also possible to receive notifications for alerts and faults so that you can offer to your customers the possibility to monitor the systems from remote. This is an added value service that you can, as an installer, you can provide it to your customers, and this can be done from remote again. It's also possible to add other members to the Wi-Fi app installation so that even users can monitor the battery themselves by utilizing the Wi-Fi app of the battery. From the cloud point of view, we have the possibility to monitor all the main working parameters of the installations. By installations, I mean installations for which we have either battery-only installations or batteries and inverters installations. So as you may know, WECO is also manufacturing inverters ranging from 3 kilowatts of power up to 300 kilowatts per unit. And from the web-based monitoring platform, it's possible to monitor all those installations from remote. The key features of the WECO monitoring tool is real-time monitoring. The user can access up-to-date information on the battery performance, energy consumption, energy production, and so on. To do performance analysis by utilizing the aggregate data available on the cloud monitoring platform, it's possible to understand the way the energy is generated, is used, and it helps a lot to understand how to optimize their consumption or their plant, if to add more power, more storage, and so on. It's possible to receive alerts and notifications in case of anomalies and issues. Just by registering with the mobile phone Wi-Fi app and registering your email, you can receive alerts in case of, for example, very low status of charge, over voltage situations, any kind of situations where a rapid intervention can prevent misuse of the battery. We have developed the monitoring platform with a very easy to use interface So even to allow to less experienced users to navigate very easily the information available in the system. It's also possible to integrate the monitoring platform with third-party systems from which we supply access to our API application platform interface, so that third parties can build valued added monitoring systems to be able to utilize the energy with specific algorithms, so that it's possible to adapt the use of the energy to specific conditions, specific for each individual user. And most importantly, it's possible to have remote access to the systems to do management of the system, changing working mode, upgrading the firmware, putting the system in safe mode in case of issues, and to let the user be aware of that kind of conditions. So you can reach out to WECO by utilizing our channels. First of all, wecobatteries.com is the website where you can find datasheet, manual, certifications, and you can get a lot of information from our website. I recommend you to go on the website. You can connect to our sales team by utilizing the sales@wecobatteries.com email address, or you can contact us on LinkedIn. If you have any installation that you would like to showcase, you made it with our batteries, please write us an email, and we will put it on our LinkedIn website to give you credit and visibility all around the world among our followers. And of course, we have a YouTube channel where you can see tutorials and videos about the use of our batteries. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Yeah, thank you so much, Marco. Before we get into the questions and answers, so I want to step in. We have, as Naman mentioned, a big territory that we serve from 3 different locations. And some of our customers are very familiar with WECO batteries and solutions, but some of them are new. So I just see the both ends. That's why I want to maybe bridge the gap before even going into the questions and answers. So first of all, thank you very much for Francesca and Marco being here today and giving us this opportunity to introduce your products and the brand to the people who are customers who doesn't know. And for your information, majority of our customers are sub-distributors or EPCs. So there will be also end users, but we are expecting in this environment them to be lower in numbers. So just to clarify a couple of points that I already know for a long time and explain to our customers whenever we are offering the WECO solutions, is that a 5k3-XP is a dual voltage product. What it means is that from a distribution perspective, you can keep one product, and if you have a low voltage hybrid inverter application, like a smaller capacities generally speaking, you can use same product, as well as when there is a bigger capacity or, as Marco mentioned, high voltage inverters, hybrid inverters application, then you can use exactly the same battery module with the addition of a BMS for the high voltage, making a cluster. You can use it with that solution as well. So I just want to share my screen for a second, so to explain what I mean, and then maybe what Marco haven't showed us is that, so this is the dual voltage battery module. It comes in 2 standard configurations. One is coming with a HV kit. The other one is coming with the LV kit. LV kit, as Marco mentioned, is capable of hanging onto the wall and then having the small bus bar, module-to-module connectivity. And HV kit comes the serial cable connectivity, the cable included in the box. And then the low voltage is pretty easy to explain how it's gonna work. I have another visual showing how you can connect the low voltage clusters together. This is a combiner box, but this is a CAN combiner box. It is not a energy combiner box, so it is just managing the BMSs on each cluster. So you still need another bus bar connecting all these clusters together. When you come to the high voltage, you need this product, the HV box, to connect and make it as a cluster. And one of the things maybe our audience is, want to see is that we mentioned that you can stack these batteries on top of each other and you can secure them very easily with the original design without needing a separate rack. And this is how it looks like. So you can put, Marco, Francesco, please correct me if I'm wrong, 8 of them on top of each other on a maximum configuration. Is that right?
Correct.
And then if you are doing the high voltage setup, so you can put 8 of them in one cluster, 7 of them in another cluster, and then put one HV high voltage BMS. So again, you can reach 15 of battery modules controlled by the BMS. One other thing that I want to mention is that in our region, most of the other products are sold as 5 kilowatt hour. Nobody is too much interested in the after the point, but when you are going in a distribution perspective, or when you are going into bigger and bigger, which the trend is, systems, that the value after the point, when you are considering 50 or 100 in parallel, then starts becoming an important difference. So in the region, the most of the products that are being sold as 5 kilowatt hour is coming with a 5.12 nominal capacity, and WECO product, this product 5k3-XP, is 5.37 kilowatt hour. So it is not exactly apple to apple comparison. So we are giving you the same box with more storage capacity. Second question is the depth of discharge. Again, many manufacturers are selling nominal capacity 5.12, but actually what they don't say is the depth of discharge they recommend maximum 90. So when the usable capacity, when you compare or when you calculate, that you need to take 90% of the 5.12, whereas in the 5k3-XP, theoretically you can go to 99%, but I think WECO is suggesting in a normal daily operation, if I'm not mistaken, 95%, Marco?
That is correct.
DOD.
They recommended the DOD. It's around 90-95%, but you know that it's also possible to reach 100% depth of discharge, so that you can utilize the last drops of energy available in the battery.
Yeah, that's a very big difference. If you are talking about one battery, maybe not much, but especially in the high voltage configuration, when you are looking into bigger clusters, that is the difference between 90 and, let's say, even 95, let's be on the conservative side, 5%, it's in a 100 kilowatt hour setup, is one battery saved. One of these are saved in a 100 kilowatt hour setup. I'm sorry. So another thing that I want to mention is now we see more and more off-the-shelf all-in-one hybrid inverters WECO has the TK series, which we haven't launched yet as Nasdaq, but they are launched long before. And some other companies are coming with even greater sizes of those all-in-one, off-the-shelf hybrid inverters. I'm not talking about PCS. I'm talking about in WECO series TK. So TK series are going all the way up to 50 kilowatt, but there are bigger ones, like Marco mentioned, like from DEA, now we have 80 kilowatt in stock off the shelf. But the tricky part is now, in the past, we would promote 5k3-XP as you can use it as low voltage and you can use it as high voltage. Now with the higher capacity new all-in-one hybrid inverters, maybe we need to define another segment, very high voltage. You know, the normal high voltage doesn't cut anymore. So if you look into, let's say, DEA 50 kilo, the recommended battery side voltage is from 160 volt all the way to 860 volt. And in other manufacturers, there is a specific product for that range. And then now when you go to the, let's say, the 80 kilowatt hybrid inverter, then their starting voltage is almost the same, a little bit maybe higher, but their maximum voltage is 900, I think 60 or 980 volts. So then the ceiling is now increased to 1000. So other manufacturers having a dedicated BMS for that voltage range, for one voltage range, they would have one BMS. And now with the higher range voltage, like up to 1000, they are coming up with a different, first of all, battery module and different BMS. So from the distribution perspective, then now you are looking into 5k3-XP, and then I'm glad to see that with the new G2 generation 2 upgrade of the 5k3-XP, it supports all the way with single product all the way to 1000 volts. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm an engineer. I'm really excited about this because I can have one product, sell it as a low voltage, and I can use it and sell it as a, let's say, high voltage, like the old high voltage, up to 860 volt. But again, if I want to use it even a bigger system like the DEA 80 kilo, then I can use exactly the same product, exactly the same BMS, and it will support all the way to 1000 volts. So this is, I think, a very important feature that we need to bring it up. So then the from the distribution perspective, now we need to have X product, battery product for the up to 860, and we have to now have a Z product for the bigger capacities. But with WECO 5k3-XP, one product, and it will be use it as you want. High voltage, very high voltage, in maybe some cases, low voltage. One more thing that I want to mention from my end is the working temperature. So that working temperature that is being mentioned, what Marco mentioned, is a very important feature because this reflects the reality of the regions that we are operating. So if you think about Middle East, I lived in Dubai 16 years. So in the winter, temperature drops. Everybody thinks of desert and, you know, sun and etc. But the temperature drops at night to 16 degrees outside. And in the summer, the temperature will go all the way to 47 degrees. This is under the shade. I'm not talking about black surface under the sun temperature. Of course, there will be the ACs, there will be some sort of cooling mechanisms. Then these batteries, these systems will be still in a way of, protected environment. but still without any AC, the reality that it will function or recommended by the manufacturer up to 35 degrees. It's a big range, big real range that suits the operational reality on the ground of our territory. So if you think about, we serve from Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Middle East, all the way to Africa. This covers a huge territory with these temperatures. And I said last, but can I add one more? The humidity, especially in the Southern Africa, when we are selling off-grid inverters, which comes with IP20 protection class, majority of the failures that our team is handling is because of the combination of the dust, but mostly dust plus humidity. So this range of 5 to 95% humidity, again, is a great and real range that these products will be used. So from that perspective, I'm really excited about the 5k3-XP, and hopefully after this webinar, some of our customers may be a little bit skeptical, or maybe they kind of got used to some certain products and certain numbers in our region, will consider WECO products starting with 5k3-XP. And Marco, the 14 kilowatt product we've just seen last night when you shared the presentation, we are very interested, but we have no information. So we are also would like to learn more about it, maybe on another webinar, definitely after this. So thank you very much. I'm leaving the stage to Olivia again. Olivia, do we have any questions readily available to maybe go quickly over them?
Let me quickly check, sir, please. Yeah, I can see we've got some questions right now. There is the deep switch of the last one.
Yeah, that was the question when Marco was explaining about the low voltage cluster, and then the master, and then the slaves. So you just need to change the dip switch number 7, showing that this is the end of the cluster. And then the customer is asking, is it number 6, the dip switch of the last one? But you mentioned number 7.
That is correct. Switch number 6. Thank you for pointing out this. And for high voltage is deep switch number 7. So yes, it's the correct deep switch is number 6 for low voltage. Thank you.
Got it. Another question, Olivia, you want to continue? RJ45 wire and day on CAN need rewiring for the RJ45.
Okay.
We had to do that a few times. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for this question. As you know, the CAN bus communication needs 2 poles of the battery to be connected to another 2 poles on the inverter. The cable that we supply is wired in a way to connect the pin number 1 and pin number 2 to pin number 1 and pin number 2 on the other side of the RJ45 connection. For a few inverters, this is not the right cabling. So for example, for day inverters, if I remember correctly, it's pin number 4 and number 5. So you should cut one end of the RJ45 cable and to rewire it so that the pin number 1 and number 2 on the WECO battery side are mapped on the pin number 4, number 5 on the day inverter. This gives me the opportunity to speak about the quick guides that we have on the website.
Please.
I'm going to share the screen again in 1 second. I'll be very quick. So, for example, if you connect on the the website, on the WECO website, you can download the quick guides. For example, here I have shown on my screen the hybrid inverter from DEIE, single phase inverter, and this quick guide will give you the basic information that you need to set up a system including batteries and the DEIE inverter. So from those diagrams, you can understand what is the proper configuration of the inverter. You get all the information about the connections. For example, here, this is the connection that you have to do on the inverter, with the including the CT for the inverter, all the starting up procedure, connection mode of the battery to the inverter, preparation of the battery. See here. See from this guide you have all the information. Speaking about the connection of the CAN communication port, on the battery side we have pin number 1 and pin number 2, which are the CAN H and CAN L communication cables that have to be connected to pin number 4 and pin number 5 on the DEIE side. So this is the way you have to wire up your cable. So in this quick guide, you learn a lot of stuff, interesting stuff that you need to know for the integration of a 5K3 to a DEIE inverter. But we also have on our website all a series of different guides for different brands of inverters. I recommend you to go on the website.
Marco, it is under the download and under download
section.
Quick guides.
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay, if our customers need any support, I mean, they can go directly to WECO, or just as well they can communicate with us for any support. As Marco mentioned, we will be able to also handle your support, pre-sales and after-sales requirements. We have a support ticketing system. We will create a ticket and then communicate with the factory. And if there is any warranty repair replacement, which is very less likely, then we will be able to do it from one of our locations. Another question that I want to know: do they come in 15 kilowatt hour? I think maybe this is a low voltage question.
Okay, the battery itself it's modular, can be connected in groups of 3 batteries to deliver 15 kilowatt hour capacity. If the question is about the availability of the 14K3 battery module, it's new on the market, so it's a new product, and we will soon also release it in worldwide. So stay in touch for learning about the availability of the new 14K3 low voltage module.
Yeah, they confirm 14.3 is the question. All right, that's also answered. All right, can we order the cable for DEIE's pre-cut instead of rewiring? No,
yes,
I don't.
That is available in WECO. So okay, you just have to refer to the CAN communication cable. We have a code that you can order and keep it in stock for your customers. Yes.
Okay. Another question, I think this will be the WECO product. Do you supply 215 kilowatt hour on-grid AC coupled? I think they want to say. Shall we talk about A-Cool, or go on, Marco, please?
This is this product. I think the question is about the A-Cool product. A-Cool is a pre-wired, pre-configured cabinet that is coming pre-assembled from the factory, so it's very easy to deploy. Basically, it's an outdoor rated cabinet that is hosting 15 batteries of 14.3 kilowatt hour of storage. It's a high voltage only, and it's suitable for large installations. So those kind of cabinets are available from WECO, and usually they are available on a project by project basis. So whenever you need a configuration or assistance for this kind of cabinets, please contact Nasdaq, and they will be very happy to give you directions on how to design your systems.
Thank you. Marco, I think the question is more on the AC coupled, so that the A-Cool doesn't have the PCS. Is this right?
Okay, the A-Cool is compatible with a number of inverters, either PCS inverters or hybrid inverters, and it's designed to be installed with different brands of inverters, like, for example, our own WECO inverters, or ATES inverters, or DAE inverters, Solis inverters. They're all compatible with this kind of cabinet. So we may deliver an AC coupled system to store the energy, or you can design your own AC coupled system with your preferred brand of inverters.
I see. And if anything bigger than that, or they need a specifically PCS, then we will suggest the Hybo series.
Yes.
All right, okay. Another question, both LV and HV scenario, maximum charge and discharge, is it 1C?
Yes, that is correct. Both LV and HV installations can support 1C charge and discharge.
All right. One of our customers is very interested in the A-Cool. We will get back to you. So these A-Cool compatible with on-grid and hybrid inverters, not exactly, not directly. You need to add either TK50, one or two of them, depending on your inverting capacity requirement. So it's a cabinet. Shall I show it, Marco?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So this is the A-Cool product. And then maybe it's not very clear here. There are some mounting locations like holes pre-configured on the both sides of the cabinet. So you can put 150K here, up to 150K here, and 150K on the other side. Using different brands, including WECO's own hybrid inverter, or like DAE 50 kilo. So then you can connect two, which is either 50 kilo inverting capacity or 100 kilowatt inverting capacity, up to 215 kilowatt hour battery in one air conditioned, fire suppression, etc. included cabinet. I think.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Do they work with Huawei? How are your EV charging products? I think let's take these two last questions, Marco. Do they work with Huawei? I think this is still the
in AC coupled mode, yes. The combination of A-Cool and TK inverter is able to work with all string inverters available on the market by utilizing the meter, the current meter supplied with the TK inverter. It's possible to do AC coupling from out of the box with the configuration of the inverter by using the mobile phone app. So it's possible to do an AC coupled system with any brand of inverter, including Huawei. If the question is about utilizing the hybrid Huawei inverters with A-Cool cabinet, that is not possible, because Huawei doesn't disclose the communication protocol of their inverters, so we cannot establish compatibility with that brand.
And the last question, how are your EV charging products?
Okay, we supply EV charging manufactured in a joint venture with a very important Chinese EV charging manufacturer, from single phase 7 kilowatts EV chargers up to 180 fast charging stations, DC chargers. So those chargers are integrated within our cloud platform. So it's possible by utilizing the cloud platform, it's possible to deliver specific charging strategies to maximize the self-consumption of the photovoltaic energy stored in the batteries.
All right. I think for today we kept you already more than we intended to. Thank you very much for your time. Olivia, maybe you can do the closing. I'll be happy. If you can maybe close it.
Thank you, sir. Well, I could like to thank our customers who have. Thank you, Mr. Marco. Thank you, Francesca. Thank
Olivia,
you,
sorry
everybody.
to interrupt you, but Mr. Thomas has a last question.
Sure.
You can wait like 2 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, the question I think is about the most popular inverter connected to our 5k3 batteries. Actually, it depends very much on the region. Okay, we see a lot of Victron inverters installed in Africa. We see a lot of DEE inverters installed in South Africa. We see a lot of Solis inverters installed in Europe. It's very, very popular. So it depends very much on the region. Probably in different regions, different inverter manufacturers have better support and so on. So we have many, many different situations.
I think Mr. Thomas is done. We've answered your question. Well, for more, if you have more questions, kindly you can send them at sales@nastec.ae. We'll be very happy to answer them or to address them from there. So that's it for today. And also just a quick reminder, this webinar will be put up on our YouTube channel. So later on, you can kindly go there and check it out in case you want to review all that has been addressed here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a nice
Marco.
day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Francesca.
everyone. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.